Alex, it's all your fault. Now look, my whole family is cursing me for my action. But what happened? I didn't do anything wrong. Why did you save me that night? If you didn't save me at that time, these things will never happen in my life. What do you mean? Now my whole family thinks that I slept with you in the same bed that night. Look, Martha, if I didn't save you at that time, you may be dead by now. So just stop blabbering. Alex, my sister calling me as a cheater, and my mom and dad cut the contact for sleeping with my sister's husband. Oh my god, what? My name is Martha. I'm a 26-year-old good-looking woman. I'm working as a model for some local beauty products. To be honest, my life was pretty good until that life-changing incident. Yeah, that is the day my whole life went dark. I have one sister. Her name is Emily. She got married with her long-term boyfriend. To be honest, my younger daughter and her husband were like the greatest love story of this century that I ever known, until I ruined their love life. So now I don't know how am I going to live with the guilt for the rest of my life. This happened in my life about a year ago. I was on hen weekend for my best friend in the big city. That is where my brother-in-law Alex is working as a sales manager in a car showroom. So after spending some quality time with my friends, me and Alex decided to meet up for a dinner to exchange Christmas gifts. At the time, my sister stayed in my mother's home because at the time my sister was 24 weeks pregnant. My parents' house is few hours away from Alex's house. So my sister gave me her Christmas gift to give it to her husband. So I waited for him at the restaurant to give him his Christmas gift. But unexpectedly that day, he ran late at work. So at that time, I met my old friend. So I decided to spend some time with her. So she invited me to the bar next to the restaurant. So I decided to give her some company. So after reaching that bar, I called Alex and sent him the bar location via text. But that was the last thing I remember till now. I remember there was drugs and alcohol involved. And I woke up in brother-in-law's bed in my undies. Brother-in-law was livid because I never taken drugs. And he thought I was stupid experimenting alone in a city. I didn't exactly know. So I asked him, Alex, how did you find me yesterday? So he replied, I found you outside the bar. But before that, you already passed out in a mini dress when it was below 0 degrees. That's why I took you here to my house. After hearing this, I felt ashamed for my act. So I thanked him for saving me from dying due to hypothermia. So he said, it's alright, you are like my sister. So don't thank me for this small help. But next time, don't do anything foolish like this. You were alone yesterday. If I didn't came there to rescue you, the situation may become worse than you think. So be careful next time. So I replied, yeah, thanks Alex. I won't do this in my life again, so don't worry about me. I will take care of myself. After hearing my words, he told me an old event that happened in his life. So he said, Martha, yesterday after seeing you outside of the bar, you made me to remember one of my old best friend. But I lost him when I was 21. Like you, he also passed out after taking drugs. So he choked on his vomit and was brain dead, and it took days after they unplugged him for him to pass away. So while saying this to me, Alex was crying and shaking. To be honest, I never knew he spent the whole night in a chair next to the bed, scared that I would fall on my back and die. So he was really livid the next day. So he called all sorts of immature, careless, stupid, ignorant. I could have been hurt, assaulted, but I agreed with everything he said because I was reckless and I was so ashamed of it. But I begged him not to tell this to anyone because at that time I was afraid that everyone will shout at me for my actions. So Alex laughed at me and said, "Okay, I won't tell this to anyone this time, but if you did this ever again in your life, I will tell this to your sister and your parents." After hearing this, I was very happy, so I thanked him for supporting me in that odd situation. So I called my friend to bring me some new clothes to my brother-in-law's house. I sent her the address and told her what happened, but that bitch was our family friend. I told her not to tell anyone, but the bitch backstabbed me by telling this to her parents. So before I reached my home, her parents passed this news to my mom, and my mom told this story to my sister. So after I reached my home, my sister shouted at me by calling me as a cheater, and she started to call me with all the bad words that she known. I tried to explain the whole situation to her, but my jealous sister completely believed what she heard from the strangers. She didn't give me the chance to explain, so I called Alex and told him to explain for me. But my sister never got compromised even after hearing the whole situation from Alex. So after that, I tried my best to tell her the truth, but she never heard me back. So after that, she called me as a cheater and told my parents to throw me away from their home. To be honest, I thought at least my parents will believe me in that situation. But unexpectedly, they also took my sister's side and cut me off from my family. So after that, my sister applied for the divorce. And now, my baby niece is going to live the rest of her life without father in a broken home where her parents fight over custody. And now I realize that how can a simple mistake can alter your entire life, but in a very hard way.